Hey guys, what up, Charlie here, aka the Vegan Experiment. So this is my first informational video for my new channel, so I'm quite excited for that. And today's topic is longevity, because in this video I want to present you a specific concept and also a specific way of eating that fits my lifestyle right now, and also what science says about that, because I'm a believer in longevity. So I really want to make the most out of my life. I also want to live as long as possible, and I want to do everything that is in my hand to ensure that I get the maximum results out of my nutrition. So in this video I want to actually talk about that. So before I start, I want to give a shout out to my man Mario Tomic. I will post his video in the description below. He was the first guy that introduced me into this longevity topic, so thumbs up for him. What we actually know about longevity right now is not a lot, but we know that there are like some subcultures out there that live quite long. For example, you may know the Okinawa in Japan, or there are also some little islands here and there where people also live longer than other people. So you can actually do specific things to ensure that you will also live longer. What science know about this topic is quite simple. I will say it in a simpler way that it actually is. But what they did back in the day, like they did studies with rats, and they have shown that rats that eat less calories live longer. So they had like specific groups, they had like rats that were eating their normal amount of calories, and then they had rats that ate 25% less calories that they actually expended. So the rats that ate 25% less calories also were living longer. I guess they were even living longer 25% or something like that. Now the problematic thing, or the difficult thing with that studies, is that you cannot really measure that on human beings. You cannot study human beings for 80 years and tell them, okay, now for 80 years you eat 25% less calories that you actually need, because this is a lot. If you are a person like me that needs approximately 2,400 calories to maintain their weight, 25% less would be to eat 1,800 calories for a whole lifetime, which is not a lot, to be honest. Like, I really like to eat, and I like to eat more than 2,000 calories a day. But the cool thing is, we don't need to measure these people or to study these people for a whole lifetime to know if they will live longer or not, because there are some key factors, some key markers that you can measure to look if these people will actually live longer or not. There is actually a thing that is called oxidative stress, and this oxidative stress is a key marker of longevity, because if you have a lot of oxidative stress in our body, this means that our cells and our DNA is getting damaged. Oxidative stress is produced when our body is metabolizing carbs, proteins and fats to give us energy, basically. It's like a byproduct of this whole process. And if we have a lot of oxidative stress in our body, our cells get really damaged. And if our cells get damaged a lot, this is a marker that we are aging faster. Long story short, they studied these people, and these people that ate 25% less calories had less of oxidative stress in their body. So these people would actually live longer. And this is a study made by Dr. Eric Refuzin. I will post the study down below. And he actually studied 220 healthy individuals, which is also quite a lot. So I guess this is a really amazing study to show what we need to do to live longer. Now, I said on my channel that I want to gain weight. And how can I combine that with longevity? Because if I want to gain weight, I need to eat more calories that I expend. The cool thing is, I talked about these rats in the beginning of the video, and they also studied rats that were fasting. So these rats were eating the amount of calories that they would actually need to maintain their weight, but in a shorter eating window. So they ate basically no breakfast, and before sleep they also ate nothing. And these rats as well were living as long as the rats that were eating less calories, but that were eating these calories through the whole day. Right now we don't have studies made with human beings, so we don't know if this applies to human beings, but this is actually exactly the thing that I'm doing right now. I think that with human beings it will actually give the same result. So instead of eating all my calories from breakfast till like midnight, I try to eat my calories in a shorter amount of time span. Because this is also what Eric Rafusin talks about in another video. I will post the video down below. He says that we as human beings are actually adapted to times of famine and to times of overeating. So if we actually cycle our eating habits, we could probably reduce the oxidative stress in our body and actually live longer. So what I'm doing right now is called intermittent fasting. You can look it up. It's a pretty actual term in this whole fitness industry and also in this health industry. We actually don't have a lot of studies made on this topic right now, but the reason why I also want to study nutrition sciences, I also want to do studies on this topic because it's a really fascinating topic. It's basically mimicking our life that we had like 100,000 years ago when we were like hunter-gatherers. Because hunter-gatherers, they didn't eat breakfast. They were like waking up and then they were like hunting and then they were like eating berries here and there, and perhaps like at the end of the day they ate a huge meal. So they were also eating in cycles. And I, for my personal life, I want to experiment with that. So what I'm doing is pretty simple. If you are familiar with intermittent fasting, you know that in normal, like this normal intermittent fasting protocol says that you need to fast for 16 hours a day, which is actually not a lot, because if you don't eat breakfast like me right now, you eat at noon, then you eat till 8 o'clock, and then from 8 o'clock you fast again till noon the next day, you are actually fasting 16 hours. And if you sleep 8 hours, you are actually fasting 8 hours in a waking state. This is what I'm doing right now. I wanted to show you why I'm doing it. The key messages here, the key takeaways: don't eat less, but try to eat a little bit less often, because it will help your body to produce less oxidative stress, and it could make that you will live longer. So guys, thanks a lot for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think about that topic. And yeah, if you want to know more, share, subscribe, or even also like that video. Thank you so much, guys. See you in the next one, and don't forget to stay on the rise. Peace.